your complete guide to a new life in Panama, from your visa to real estate to your move to your first year.
This all-in-one video combines our three-part series, guiding you through securing your visa, choosing real estate, planning your move, and getting fully settled during your first year in Panama.
Man, that really hits home, doesn't it? And you can replace Chicago with Toronto, or Boston, or anywhere else with a long, grueling winter. That vision of trading in the snowblower for a pair of flip-flops, well, that's a powerful dream.
Because let's be honest, turning a daydream into your actual day-to-day life takes more than wishful thinking. It takes a plan. And that is exactly what we're doing here today. We're laying out the clear, actionable roadmap to making Panama your permanent home.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about the golden ticket itself. Then, and this is a big one, we'll cover a time-sensitive opportunity that could save you a ton of money. After that, we'll get into the specifics of the real estate investment, the real all-in budget, the legal steps, and finally, what your new life could actually look like.
All right, let's start with the key that unlocks this whole thing. And I want you to forget about long, drawn-out immigration processes. We're talking about a direct flight to permanent residency, and you can get there in as little as 30 days. It's called the Qualified Investor Visa, or QIV. People call it the red carpet program, and for good reason. See, most other visa paths in Panama make you wait through a 2-year provisional period. The QIV lets you skip that line completely. You go straight to permanent. It's the ultimate fast track.
Okay, now listen up, because this is probably the most time-sensitive part of this whole explainer. This red carpet treatment has a price tag, but that price is about to go way up, creating a really compelling reason to get moving, like now. The math is brutally simple. Right now, the minimum investment you need to make in real estate is $300,000. But after October 1st, 2026, that number jumps to $500,000. And this isn't just a rumor. It's a scheduled, locked-in increase. The window is absolutely closing.
But I want you to reframe that in your mind. This isn't just a future price hike. It's a massive present-day discount. By acting before that deadline, you are literally locking in a $200,000 discount on your permanent residency. That is a huge, huge incentive.
So let's look at this timeline practically. To make sure all the paperwork clears before that October 1st cutoff, you really need to be aiming to close on your property by August 2026 at the latest. That gives you a nice runway, for sure. But it also means that the time to start looking and planning is right now. Okay, so you're thinking, $300K, I can do that. Awesome. But before you start browsing listings, you have to know it's not just any property purchase. There are 3 very specific, non-negotiable rules you absolutely have to follow.
Let's break these down. Rule 1. Unencumbered funds. This just means the first $300,000 has to be cash, no mortgage. Now, if you buy a place for, say, $400K, you can totally get a mortgage for that extra $100K. Rule 2. The money must be foreign sourced. You have to wire it directly from your bank account outside of Panama. And Rule 3, and this is a biggie, the property has to be fully titled. There's something called right of possession land in Panama. You want to avoid that for this visa. It will not qualify.
All right, enough with the rules. Let's get to the fun part. Let's talk about the reward. What kind of amazing lifestyle can this investment actually get you in some of Panama City's most popular neighborhoods?
Well, if you like modern city living, check out a neighborhood called San Francisco. For $300,000, you could be looking at a brand new 2-bedroom condo, maybe around 1,100 square feet, with incredible skyline views, just a short walk from Parque Omar, which is kind of like Panama City's version of Central Park. Super convenient, super vibrant. Or maybe you're into more of a walkable, eclectic, almost bohemian vibe. Then you'll love El Cangrejo. Here, your money goes a bit further on space. You could find a huge resale apartment, maybe even up to 1,500 square feet, often with these massive balconies right in the middle of all the action, with cafes and restaurants everywhere. It really does feel like a little slice of New York in the tropics. And then there's Costa del Este. If you're looking for that polished, almost suburban luxury feel, this is it. It's a super modern, master-planned community. For our budget, you might find a sleek, 1-bedroom executive condo in a building with just insane amenities. We're talking resort-style pools, state-of-the-art gyms, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, so we know the property price is $300,000, but we all know that's never the final number, right? So what's the true all-in cost to actually get those residency cards in your hands? Let's break it down so there are absolutely no surprises. So here's a pretty clear breakdown for a couple. You've got your $300K condo. On top of that, you'll want to budget around $12,000 for government fees. Then, your legal team for both immigration and real estate will be somewhere between $6,000 and $8,000. And finally, tack on about $2,000 for things like due diligence and notary fees. All in, you're looking at a total of around $322,000. It's a very predictable number.
And when you look at it this way, as a chart, it really puts it all in perspective. The property itself, your actual asset, makes up a whopping 93% of the cost. All those other fees are just a small but necessary slice of the pie. The vast majority of your investment is going right into your new home. Now for the legal stuff. I know this part can sound intimidating, but I promise you, it's a very well-traveled road. Your attorney is your guide here, and their work really just boils down to 3 main tasks to get you from A to Z.
It's a very clear, structured process. First, your lawyer drafts what's called a promise to purchase contract. This basically locks in your unit and takes it off the market. Next, they finalize the public deed, which is the document that officially makes you the owner. And finally, they gather all your documents, including your background checks, which need to be apostilled, that's like an international certification, and they file the whole package with Panama's National Migration Service.
So you've handled the money, you've navigated the legal steps, you've closed on your beautiful new home, and the paperwork is filed. Let's talk about the prize at the end of this quest, the moment your new life in Panama officially begins.
It all comes down to this, the e-Cédula. This is Panama's national ID card for permanent residents. And trust me, this little card is so much more than a piece of plastic. It is, quite literally, your key to the country.
Once you have this card, you can hit the ground running. You can walk into any bank and open an account. You can sign up for a phone plan or high-speed internet. You start getting all the great discounts that are available to residents. It's what allows you to really live and thrive. Now, it's important to remember this visa doesn't automatically come with a work permit, but it gives you everything else you need to build your new life.
So there you have it, the complete roadmap. We've gone from that dream of a tropical life all the way to the reality of holding your permanent resident card. The path is clear, the numbers are predictable, but that $200,000 discount window, it's definitely closing. The only question left is, are you going to claim your golden ticket in time?
You know, that quote really nails it, doesn't it? A move this big can feel like a giant, complicated puzzle, but hey, don't worry. In this explainer, we're going to break that whole operation down for you, piece by piece. We'll turn what could be a really stressful September into your super successful action month. And here's our game plan for today. First, we'll talk about the logistics of leaving. Then we'll cover how to ship your most prized possessions. After that, we'll walk through the super important red carpet immigration visit, then get your new place all set up with utilities, and finally, we'll clear that last hurdle, customs. Just think of this as your personal checklist for the whole adventure.
Okay, let's kick things off with phase 1. This is all about the strategy, the logistics of closing one chapter of your life so you can get really excited about starting the next one. Seriously, think of this month as the moment it all happens. The condo is yours, the contracts are signed, and all that dreaming and planning you've been doing, it's about to get very real. This is where the rubber meets the road, and your new life really starts to take shape. All right, on to phase 2, shipping your stuff. This is where we get into the nitty-gritty. How do you actually get your belongings, all the things you love, across a continent and an ocean without a massive headache?
Let me introduce you to your new best friend, LCL. It stands for less than container load. See, you're not moving a giant 4-bedroom house, so you don't need a whole container. LCL is basically like ride sharing for your stuff. You're hitchhiking in a big container, and you only pay for the space you actually use. It is by far the smartest and most cost-effective way to do this.
So what's the damage? Well, for about 15 cubic meters, which is about half a 20-foot container, you're looking at somewhere in this ballpark. And that's the door-to-port cost. It even includes getting your stuff from a place like Chicago all the way to a major shipping port. Now, this is where you gotta be smart. Think strategically about what you bring and what you leave. Absolutely bring your high-end linens, your favorite kitchen gadgets, and all your electronics, because Panama uses the same 110-volt plugs we do. But that heavy, oversized furniture, leave it behind. You won't believe the incredible bespoke teak furniture makers in Panama. You can get something custom-made and beautiful for less than it would cost to ship your old stuff. All right, this next step is a biggie. Sometime in late September, you're gonna get summoned to Panama City for what's probably the most formal and most important day of this whole relocation, your biometrics appointment. And you have to dress the part. I'm not kidding. The immigration office is strictly formal. We're talking business casual. No shorts, no sandals, no sleeveless tops. It's really about showing respect. In Panama, professional settings have a certain formality, and dressing the part is a signal that can genuinely make your interactions go smoother and faster. It's a small thing that makes a huge difference. The whole process is actually surprisingly simple. You'll head to the main headquarters on Avenida Ricardo J Alfaro. They'll take your picture, get your fingerprints, you'll provide a digital signature, and then comes the big moment. That's right, you walk out of there just a few hours later with your provisional residency card in your hand. It's such a great feeling of accomplishment. This card is real, tangible proof that you're on your way. Your permanent card, which is called the e-Cédula, will show up in about a month or two. Okay, your temporary residency is secured. Now it's time to turn that gorgeous condo into a real, functional home. Let's talk about getting the lights on and the Wi-Fi humming while you wait for your container to arrive. We call this the utility gauntlet, but honestly, it's easier than it sounds. For banking, you've got great choices like Banco General or Banismo, and a lot of them have special fast-tracked onboarding for investor visa holders. For internet, Tigo and Mas Mobile are fantastic. And for electricity, you'll get set up with Naturgy or ENS. And here's a pro tip. Make sure you use inverter AC units. They'll save you a ton on your electric bill. I have to stop for a second and just talk about the internet, because this is incredible. Panama is literally a global data hub. All the world's fiber optic cables cross paths here. What does that mean for you? For about $60 a month, you can get 600 megabits per second fiber. That is blazing fast and an amazing value, especially if you work from home or just love streaming movies. We're in the home stretch now. Your container is finally pulling into port. So let's tackle that one last hurdle in your physical move, getting your stuff cleared through Panamanian customs. And I've got some great news for you here. As a new resident with the Qualified Investor Visa, you get some really nice perks. You can bring in up to $25,000 worth of your used household goods completely duty-free. All you'll need is an itemized packing list that's been apostilled. And an apostille, by the way, is just a fancy international certification that makes your documents official everywhere. So your container is going to sit in what's called a bonded warehouse for a few days while the paperwork gets sorted. Please do not stress about this. The Port of Colón is not some sleepy little dock. It is one of the most modern and efficient shipping hubs in the entire world. Your stuff is in very, very good hands. All right, let's just take a breath for a second and look back at everything you've accomplished. By the end of this one single action-packed month, you have hit a massive life milestone. I mean, look at this timeline. It really puts it all into perspective. In just 4 weeks, you went from selling your old house to having your container literally sailing on the Caribbean Sea. You've done your formal immigration visit, and you are holding your provisional residency card. You did it. You navigated the Great Migration. And that's what it all comes down to. At the end of September, you're not just a visitor anymore. You're a future resident. It's a huge shift in your identity, and it's the beginning of an incredible new adventure. Which, of course, brings us to the big question. The logistics are handled. The move is done. You've made it. So now what? How do you actually build your new life in Panama? Well, that is exactly what we are going to cover in part 3, the new normal. We're going to break down a real-world $3,000 a month budget, show you how to find top-notch healthcare, and give you a roadmap for what your amazing first year can look like. A year where shoveling snow is just a distant memory. And before we wrap up, just a very friendly but very important reminder. The minimum investment for that Qualified Investor Visa, the golden ticket that makes this all happen, is going up. It jumps from $300,000 to $500,000 on October 1st, 2026. The clock really is ticking, so if this is your dream, now is definitely the time to act. We'll see you in part 3.
I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? This is the dream. No more snow shovels, just warm air and great coffee. But, making that dream a reality, that takes a little bit of know-how. So we're gonna skip past the why, you already know why you're here, and jump straight into the how. How are you gonna make this work and really thrive?
All right, first things first. We've got to tackle a little bit of bureaucracy. And I know, that word makes everyone groan, but don't worry. Think of these as the last 2 boss levels in a video game. You clear these, you get your golden tickets, and I promise you, your life here gets so much easier. So, golden ticket number 1 is the e-Cédula. This is your official Panamanian ID card, and trust me, it is an absolute game changer. You'll need it for everything: opening a bank account, picking up a package, you name it. And the best part, the process is surprisingly simple. You make an appointment, pay a $50 fee, and boom, in about 10 to 15 days, you're officially in the system. Easy. Okay, next up, your driver's license. Now, you can drive on your home license for the first 90 days, no problem. But after that, you've got to get it transferred. And yeah, it looks like a few hoops to jump through. But here's the amazing part. The final step is visiting a place called Surtressen. You do a quick eye and hearing test, and you walk out with your Panamanian license that same day. How's that for efficiency?
Okay, the paperwork is done. Phew. Now we get to the really good stuff, the lifestyle. Let's talk about what life actually looks like. We're going to break down how a $3,000 a month budget can give you an absolutely fantastic quality of life, especially if you're in the great position of owning your condo outright. $3,000. Just let that number sit for a second. That's the magic number we're talking about for a couple to live comfortably in a really nice part of Panama City. And I'm not talking about just getting by, I mean living well. So the big question is, where does all that money go? Okay, let's dig into these numbers. That $500 HOA fee, that's not just some fee, that's your 24/7 security, your pool, your gym, even your water and trash, all covered. And that $180 for electricity, that's while running modern, efficient AC, which you'll want. Internet and cell for 2 people, we're talking super fast fiber and unlimited data for just $120. But look at this. This is my favorite part. Almost $1,000 combined for dining out, entertainment, and travel. That's a whole lot of fun packed into this budget.
And when you look at it this way as a pie chart, it really tells the story. Look at that. Groceries and dining out make up a huge chunk. Add in entertainment, and you're looking at over half your budget going towards living a really good life. This isn't a budget about survival. It's a budget that's built around actually enjoying yourself, whether that's going out for a nice dinner or taking a weekend trip to the beach. But look, we all know money isn't everything, right? A successful move, a happy life, is really built on 2 other pillars, your health and your community. So let's shift gears and talk about how you build that secure and happy life, starting with Panama's incredible healthcare, and then diving into how you find your people. Okay, healthcare. This is a big one for a lot of people. And let me just put your mind at ease. Panama City has top-notch hospitals, some even affiliated with huge names like Johns Hopkins and the Cleveland Clinic. And the cost? A visit to a specialist, even without insurance, is only going to run you maybe $60 to $80. But honestly, the thing that will blow your mind is being able to literally WhatsApp your doctor with a question. That level of personal access is just, wow. It's something you'll really appreciate. All right, let's talk about building your social circle. This is so important. People say that feeling isolated is the #1 reason expats end up going home, so making friends is non-negotiable. And it's actually easier than you think. You can start with groups like Internations or Meetup, go for a walk or a bike ride on the Amador Causeway in the morning, it's always bustling. And a pro tip, every Friday you'll find a huge group of expats at the rooftop bars in Casco Viejo for happy hour. It's a great place to start. Okay, I want to talk about something really important now, a bit of insider info. You've probably heard about the famous Jubilado discounts, the retiree discounts. There's a big myth floating around about this, and I want to clear it up so you know exactly what to expect. So here's the question on everyone's mind. Let's say you're 50, you've got your qualified investor visa, you're all settled in. Do you now get to walk into a restaurant and get that famous 25% discount? And the short answer is probably not yet. Here's the reality. Because you came in on an investor visa, not the pensionado or retiree visa, you fall under the standard Panamanian law for these discounts. And that means you qualify at age 55 if you're a woman and age 60 if you're a man. But you know what? With how low the cost of living is anyway, it's really not a deal breaker. It's just good to know the facts. So let's just wrap this all up. What's the bottom line? This quote says it perfectly. That $3,000 a month you're spending in Panama, it's buying you a lifestyle that would easily cost you $8,000, maybe more, back in a major city like Chicago. Your investment wasn't just in a condo. It was in a whole new, much more affordable quality of life. That's the real power of making this move. So there you have it. The bureaucracy is totally manageable. The budget gives you an amazing lifestyle. The healthcare is world-class, and there's a clear roadmap to finding your community. The whole plan is right here. The only thing left to ask is, what's your day one going to look like?
Join iGo Panama, the largest community of tourists and expats in Panama, for access to free resources, our private Facebook group, and our verified directory.
If you found this helpful, Explore more on iGo Panama. Visit and join www.igopanama.com/join.